What's happening, dogs? Mr. Allen here with a video on solving quadratic equations using square roots. All right, so all four of these examples here, we're going to use square roots to solve them. First one here, note that we only have x squared. There's no x chilling elsewhere in that problem. Same with this one over here. We'll get to these in a little bit. So I need to isolate just that x squared, okay? To do so, I'm going to subtract 3 first. So I'm going to get myself, let's see here, 2x squared equals 72. How do I get rid of that 2 in front of the x squared? I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I get x squared equals 36. Now, can I get the squared portion away from that x? Yes, I can by using square roots on both sides. And I'm going to get myself x equals plus or minus 6. Remember, you got to have that plus or minus anytime you're solving using square roots. Because 6 squared equals 36, but negative 6 also. Negative 6 squared also equals 36. So I get my two solutions there. One thing to note is that's also the fundamental theorem of algebra, right? If it's squared, degree of 2, I have two potential solutions there. And I did on that one. Excellent, fantastic, and wonderful. All right, let's do this one over here now. I got x squared plus 27 equals 2. So I'm going to subtract 27 on both sides. I'm going to get x squared equals negative 25. Oh boy. I got my x squared alone, so I can square root on both sides, but I got a negative inside the square root. Now, you may or may not know how to deal with this at this point, but what I can do here is deal with the negative in the square root. That's an imaginary, right? Square root of negative 1 is I, the imaginary number, right? And then I can deal with the square root of 25, which is just 5. So we're going to say plus or minus 5i. There we go. There's my two solutions, imaginary solutions. This one, if I were to graph x squared, plus 25, right, in my calculator, I would not cross the x-axis, right? Kind of neat, sort of, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. All right, so there we go. X equals plus or minus 5i. Now on to these guys right here. I'm gonna give another shout out. I already did it in one video, but shout out to my crew in Algebra 2 skill development. We were solving using square roots, and we started saying, hey man, let's box in purple the thing that's important right there. I need to isolate the x plus 1 quantity squared, and then I can solve using square roots, all right? So get the purple box alone. And if you want to get the purple box alone, you know, if you want to throw a purple box on there or any color you would like, you may. We just happen to use a purple box, all right? So I'm going to add 10 then. I can't touch anything in that purple box right now until I get it alone, right? So we got x plus 1 squared equals 16. Do I now have the contents of this purple box by itself on the one side? I do. I can use square roots on both sides. I'm going to get x plus 1 equals plus or minus 4. Here's what I like to do in this part, okay? To each their own. Whatever you want to do, you can try and do this in your head and get your two solutions and possibly screw it up. Or take the extra 2 seconds to say, okay, I got x plus 1 equals positive 4. X plus 1 equals negative 4. Yay. Now I just solve these two simple equations. Subtract 1, I get x equals 3. Subtract 1, I get x equals negative 5. There's my two solutions. That's awesome and dope. All right, last one here. Purple box, baby. Purple box. I'm going to box it. That is squeaky. But now we heard it and we see it. Got to get the contents of that purple box by itself if I'm going to use square roots to solve, okay? So I got to get rid of the negative 3 and the 1/2 somehow. Let's do so legally, okay? I got to add the 3 first on both sides. I get 1/2. We get x plus 3 quantity squared equals 18. Do I have the contents of the purple box on its own side yet? No, the 1/2 is still chilling there. Got to deal with it. We can either think of divide by 1/2, or I like to say maybe multiply by 2 on both sides. Now I got x plus 3 squared equals 36. Do I now have the contents of that purple box on the left-hand side by itself, nothing else? Yes. So I can square root on both sides. I get x plus 3 equals plus or minus 6. Once again, I'm going to suggest that we break this into two simple equations that you can then solve, so you don't screw anything up, right? Don't screw it up at this point. So we get x plus 3 equals positive 6, and x plus 3 equals negative 6. So I'm going to get x equals, if I subtract 3 on both sides, I get 3. And over here I get x equals negative 9. Excellent. Fantastic. Wonderful. We just solved 4 problems using square roots, even dealt with the imaginary number there. Can handle anything, man. All right. Hopefully you guys like that. I got some other videos on solving using square roots as well. Check them out, but these are 4 dope ones right here. You guys have a great day. Make sure you like, subscribe. See ya.